And good morning from Crompton's Auto Mart. This is David here on Friday, the 20th of March, 2026. I'm gonna look at the camera because I got a couple. I'm gonna look at the camera and we're gonna I'm gonna introduce you to, and if you're in Western North Carolina, you know this guy. He has been in car sales for 43 years. And he worked here with us for about 4 years before he had to go, and he had to take a break and go and take care of his mother-in-law who was in really bad health. And about 2.5 months ago, uh, we sat down and had a discussion, and he came back. Everybody knows James P. And we're going to talk today. I want to reintroduce everyone to James, and we want to take a few minutes. We're going to talk about selling in today's economy, us buying the vehicles in today's economy, and good credit, bad credit, all that good stuff, and talk about consigning vehicles because if you want real money in getting selling your vehicle on consignment is going to be a whole lot better than coming up and saying, "Hey, what are you going to give me for it on a basic trade?" Because we're limited on a basic trade to average in the book. So anyway, I'm going to add James, and there's James P, the world famous James P. Good morning,
Good
James.
morning. So nice to be back. It's a good environment. Everything's good. I'm positive. I'm ready to help the Western North Carolina customers, and I'm excited to be back at Crompton's Auto Mart.
And welcome, James. We've had a good time. You've been here about 2.5 months, maybe
Yeah,
a little.
maybe coming close to three. And
Coming close to three, and just because coming out of 2025, we're going to talk about the good stuff, but also with the good stuff, you got to talk about the bad. 2025 was difficult in a lot of ways. And before you came back, uh, the economy has really turned on us. The stuff, again, just as brutally honest, the stuff with the tariffs just kicked our ass. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, especially trying to buy the vehicles and then the parts for anything that you had to do. But we don't care. We're just going to keep plugging and so anyway, James, you were gone for a long time, and kind of everybody knows who you are, and I commend you. Not many people are going to go and just literally spend 24 hours a day caring for their mother-in-law, and every once in a while you'd pop by. Just get a break, and you'd pop by, and we'd sit and have a discussion and talk some ball and talk work and shop. So tell us about those 3 years without getting into a lot of detail, but I know that yeah.
My wife asked me to take care of her mother, and I was a little hesitant, but I did it. She's a very lovely woman, and she passed, and she's with the Lord. And right now, the Lord said, "You have to go out there. I know you're an old man, but I'm coming out of retirement." And I've got to do something that I really love. I love talking to these people because they're good people, and I've always helped them, and they've helped me wherever I was. And right now, I'm back at Crompton's, the only place to do business. And I'm very excited to be there because we handle everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, David, for allowing me to come back.
No, well, thank you for coming back. And now that we've got all that out of the way, let's because the thing, people have a short attention span, and we could sit on here and literally do our live show for 4 or 5 hours and not run out of things to talk about just about the business. But people's attention span are pretty short. So, we're going to do this 2 or 3 times a week, and we're going to have different subjects 2 or 3 times a week, and talk more. We'll talk the stuff that people have come to know from me. And today, before we get off, we're going to talk a little bit about the NCAA first round yesterday and today. But right now, let's talk about the market. And I'm on the road a lot, trying to get our inventory, and we could load this lot up with 70 vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that we've discussed, and I talk about with Frankie all the time, and I really try to have heart-to-heart discussions with Janet about, is why would I go out here and load this place up with vehicles that you're paying retail plus for,
Mm-hmm.
and then they sit here and they look pretty, and the bank won't loan that much.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have an astronomical down payment. And right now, to look at somebody, and hey, look, sometimes you're going to have to put $2,500, $3,000 down. There's
Mhm.
nothing we can do about it. But for me to look at you and go, hey, James, will you put $6,000, $7,000 down for the? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. It's tough. It's tough to ask someone for $6,000 or $7,000 when everybody else says, "How can I do it with the less amount of money? And
Yeah.
help me."
So you know we've got about 20 vehicles in stock right now. We're going to try to get a bunch more next week. We worked really hard this week. I got a couple that are in the back that aren't up there yet,
Mhm.
but the trucks, wow,
Mhm.
the trucks, they have been moving since you've come back. Because again, if you'd have seen your face, it's hilarious, folks. Because I'm sitting out here and I got 6 or 7 pretty dadgum nice, pretty dadgum high dollar trucks. And James is, and I know what he's going. He has lost his mind.
Right.
He has lost his mind, and they're gone. They're all gone because we're able to sell those trucks, even though you're going to have to pay for them.
Mhm.
An example was yesterday, 2018 Chevy Colorado. It was a really nice one-owner work truck. And I'm not going to mention anybody's name without their permission, but this young man came in here and purchased this truck. We gave him about $1,200 off of our asking price.
Mhm.
But, you know, I think the thing where we saved him the most money is what I call back end money.
Mhm.
That's the difference, I believe, because we all get the vehicles from the same place. But that back end money, if he paid with our doc, we have a doc fee. It's $200. It's been the same since 2008. But there's no destination fee. There's no $1,500 doc fee. There's no all this other hidden stuff. And he left here and paid for his truck and said, "Wow, I looked at this same truck at a franchise dealer, which is the same truck, and we saved him $3,800 to $4,200 is the best we
A
can
lot of
figure."
money saved.
And that's a discussion I know that you have all the time. So I'll let you talk about your discussions that you have with customers about the difference. And look, I'm trying to be
Mhm.
more, I don't care who I piss off.
Mhm.
I could care less about making the franchise dealer mad. I could care less.
Let me tell you about administrative fees. One of my worst fears was selling a vehicle at another dealer and saying, "Well, are there any other hidden costs?" And then I reluctantly would say 3,000 to 4,000, maybe 1,800 an administrative fee, and that would really piss people off. You come to Crompton's, you may pay a $200 fee, which is reasonable for what he does to get this vehicle delivered to you, and there's no pressure. You come in here, you're in control. We're not in control. You tell us what you want, and we try to accommodate you in the best possible means.
And if we don't have it, we can get it.
There you go.
Because again, the customer came in here and asked about, was it last or week before? And we had a bunch of stuff in inventory, but we didn't have exactly what that customer wanted, and it was here within 48 hours.
Amen.
So those are the things that we can do. And I know that we're just kind of doing an overview, and as we go further into this, we'll be specific about things and talking about down payments and talking about payments and talking about we're getting financed at certain places depending on your credit. And we'll break all that down.
Mhm.
But consignments. The difference between a trade-in, the money that you're going to get on a trade-in, and the money you're going to get on a consignment is, for you as the consumer, is, it can be profound. I mean, you know, it could be $1,500, $2,000 more in your pocket. Now, I know that a lot of folks, we're not saying don't do a trade-in. I need to make sure I preface that by saying, look, a lot of folks will come in here and say, my down payment is my trade-in.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no consignment on that. That's just a trade-in. That's your down payment. We go to work. But the reality of the situation is we are limited to what the book tells us we can give on the trade-in now. Since COVID, the trade-in market for independent dealers that use floor plan companies like us and like everybody else has changed. So I can't give you what I want to give you. I have to give you what I have to give you.
Right.
Does that so
Makes sense.
Talk about consignments, because you love consignments. You
Well,
get excited about consignments. And hey, if we had 50 on here, we'd be happy.
When people come in and they want to know, what is my car worth? We got several options, like David said. And the main thing is, most of the people, we'd like to put more money in their pocket on the trade. So Mr. Crompton does not charge for a consignment. He gets to the customer, asks him what he feels is reasonable for his car, parks it on the lot, sells it for him. Everybody's happy. They're happy. Consignment is a very, very important part of our sales. We try to make the consumer as happy as we can when they leave, and get the referral from them with no high pressure.
Yeah. And again, you just said a key word that I go back, and this is more about you now, is you don't let me play around with it. Is referral. Talk about the plan, or referral plan, because we've got a customer coming in today that on a referral program. Talk about how that works for the person who refers.
Okay. Mr. Customer, thank you for purchasing the vehicle from us. Any future sale that you may refer to us, we will reward you with a $100 bill just for the advertising and to thank you for sending us to us. And that's how it works. It's simple, and we want to make sure that everyone is properly compensated for their sales pitch.
Yep. And that's not just spoken words. I mean, you get your money. And years when you were here before everything happened and you had to go, and we went through all the stuff we had that one customer. It was I laugh at it now. That customer was sending us 3 and 4 and 5 a month. He said, look, man, this is my money. I take it. And he would take that money and he went to the casino and made more money. Now, if I took it to the casino, I just give it to him to help build another tower.
Right.
But this guy, he was coming back and going, man, I'm making money hand over foot because I know how to do this stuff at the casino. So, nice. You know, if you want some extra pocket money, send some folks to us. Our goal in 26 is to be what I know, and I'm trying to use my words well, is to be what I know that we're supposed to be, and to grow this business, and to put a bigger footprint in our community.
Amen.
Because, you know, and we're not going to talk a ton about the credit today, but just in the last week and a half alone, that people come in here and again, bring cash. That's great. You got 800 credit score. That's great. We got great places to send you. Our relationships with our banks and our credit union is second to none. But if you don't have great credit, we're able to get you financed. And we have a plan. We're not going to, that we don't talk about here, but our goal is to build your credit. Getting the vehicle is great, but building your credit is even more important, at least to me, because James, I want him to come back, and then we can go to Mountain Credit Union or Champion Credit Union or First Citizens Bank or State Employees Credit Union and pay that lower interest rate. And so there is a bigger plan here but if your credit is an issue, don't worry about it. Put an application in online or come see us in person. And if the worst thing is going to happen is James is going to get you a cup of coffee, you're gonna have, because James, he'll talk to you about anything. And if I'm out on the road and we've got a pretty good system, and Frankie's out there handling the stuff, and anything you need, any questions you have about that end of it, he'll handle you. So anyway, we're gonna come back Monday, and we're gonna talk about the actual subprime credit companies and how we're going to do that and how we have done that, and not just make you a number, but build your credit number. And we're going to talk about how to do that on Monday. But all right, James, basketball. Oh, go ahead.
I want to ask you a quick question about basketball.
Yeah.
What is your high point statement today?
We're going to talk about, well, we're going to get to that, because I saw something this morning, because sleep is not my friend. And at 3 o'clock, 2:30 or 3 o'clock this morning, they were talking about High Point, and that the school chartered a plane for the students. I mean, it's an awesome thing. But anyway, I think yesterday, Duke, I'm just going to go through real quick. Duke beat Siena in a really close basketball game.
That's right.
Michigan beat Howard. I saw the Howard coach when they won the play-in game. Every kid in America should want to play for a guy like that. Houston beat Idaho. Don't sleep on Houston. Michigan State all over North Dakota State. That was the 14-3 game. Illinois beat Pennsylvania. Illinois is good. Gonzaga beat Kennesaw State. John Taylor, I know you're watching up in New Jersey today, and your middle school Gonzaga team's pretty good. Nebraska beat Troy, their first NCAA tournament win.
That's a big win.
Like, I think, I'm not going to say forever, but at least from the 60s. Arkansas beat Hawaii. High Point over Wisconsin. We're not going to talk. That's the last thing we're going to talk about. Vandy won by 10 over McNeese State, but that was the game up until the last 35 seconds. McNeese State was pretty good. Louisville over South Florida. Wow. Carolina blowing that 19-point lead. God almighty.
That's a sad thing. I was there up all night.
Again,
up all night watching my Tar Heels.
Growing up in ACC country, and growing up in the time that I did with David Thompson, Tommy Burleson, and Phil Ford, and ACC, there's nothing on earth like ACC basketball. And Coach Smith in that program, and Coach Williams coming back, and boy, something is not good. Wow. Janet just texted me. Chuck Norris just passed away.
God rest his soul. Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris, he was 86. Janet just texted me.
God rest his soul. He was in excellent shape that
guy. And a really good dude. Texas over BYU by 8. That was the 11-6 game. They called this an upset. Texas A&M over St. Mary's. The St. Mary's was 7, and Texas A&M was the 10th seed going in, and it got chippy. I saw some of that. It almost turned into a massive brawl.
Yeah, I've seen that guy, the tall guy there.
TCU in a real tight game over Ohio State, 66-64, and then St. Louis all over Georgia, just blew Georgia out.
Jeepers.
So, I guess that we're going to talk 2 games in particular, and then we'll move on and then get off here and get after it the rest of the day. Hubert Davis. I love Hubert Davis, James. I love Hubert Davis.
He's a good man. Good man. Good background.
And, things are so now I can talk all day about fans being just turds. Personally, that involves my family. I can talk all day about fans just being assholes. Do the Carolina fans, there's a group of them are really upset. And I get that you losing the ball game, first round, blah, blah, blah. But forget the fact, asking the question, is he the guy to take Carolina to the promised land? But just the vitriol that happened since last night. Now, I've got friends that I love that are on Facebook. Now, they're upset and they didn't act that way.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that their family to me,
Mm-hmm.
the Tomberlin clan, they're not having a good day today, but they're not turds.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gotcha.
But is Coach Davis, in your opinion, you're a basketball guy, is Hubert Davis the guy, or should they move on?
I personally like the guy, right? There was moments in that game where the players could have helped a little bit more. You can't put it on Hubert Davis. The players really, when you're on there, don't have 100% control. But there were certain instances. I was watching a game that they maybe should have slowed it down, not been a little bit more aggressive when they should have. And my opinion is he's a good guy, and then things happen. And do I think they should have won the game? Yeah.
There's no doubt.
But you can't blame it totally on him, because there's the players and him. But
you got to hit free throws.
That's exactly right. That was the main thing, David.
You got to hit free throws.
Free throws.
But
you hit it right on the nose. You're going to make your free throws.
Yeah.
They're free.
But do you think he'll be back, or do you think they'll move on?
Being the type of school they are, I think they're going to go through some negotiating. I think he's going to be back.
Okay.
They've had a good year.
Yeah.
They've had a gentleman who's going to probably be in the first round.
And he was out.
So really, if he's in, it's no game.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be back.
Well,
and he deserves to be back.
I think so, because I think as a person that grew up loving ACC basketball and loving Dean Smith, even though my first love before them was David Thompson, Tommy Burleson, Coach Sloan, Monty Tao, and that team.
And don't forget Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Now that's about 10 years later.
Don't forget him.
Yeah. But I mean, I would, and I asked in our group text with my boys this morning, and nobody answered me yet. If they make a move, is this going to be the time that they go outside of Coach Smith, outside the Carolina family, and bring in bring in a really good coach, because it's Carolina? But I'd hate to see it go outside the family right now. So that being said, and speaking about North Carolina, High Point, North Carolina.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you that, they call it an upset. I'm telling you, High Point is a good basketball team. They play hungry. They play hard, and they are very, 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 very well coached.
I agree.
Listen, I think they got, if they can get to the Sweet 16, they got, and I haven't looked at who they play next, because we don't know. At least I don't. But I was so impressed with them. I was impressed with them. And as a matter of fact, I think I told you I was in here, and if you see my office, and I'll turn the camera around next week, I'm here so much. I've got this thing set up, okay? Because I'm here at 4 and 5 o'clock and 5:30 in the morning. I'm here in the evenings. I'm here on the weekends. So I'm looking at it now. I've got my TV situation all set up here for the. So I watched the Big South tournament, and in that championship game, they just all through the Big South tournament, they're just a different level,
Mhm.
and they play hard, no matter their opponent. And man, I love upsets like that. VCU upsetting North Carolina, yes, that's an upset, but VCU, they're
They're a good ball club.
but
They're good.
when they sit there and you go, God Almighty, High Point just beat Wisconsin, and
That's a big
man,
upset.
that was unbelievable to me how great that was. And I think most of the nation right now is on the bandwagon and pulling for High Point in the next round. And so I'm looking forward to that. And let's get to today's games, then we'll get off here. Oh, and before we get off, how about Siena when they played Duke? They not one sub. Every 5 kids,
Five kids.
5 kids played 40 minutes for Siena, and they were in it. They were in it.
Yeah.
So today, at 12 o'clock on CBS, Santa Clara in Kentucky. Guys, that's going to be a close basketball game. Santa Clara's pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Yep. You got Akron and Texas Tech. You got Long Island in Arizona. Arizona's good.
One of my picks. I like them.
You got Wichita State and Virginia. That's that 3-14 that you always kind of worry about. Virginia needs to play really hard. That's at 150 on TBS. Tennessee State and Iowa State. That's the 2-15 game. Not the two, but that's the 2 seed and the 15 seed. You got Alabama and Hofstra at 3:15 on True TV. You got Villanova and Utah State. In the Vols, now, Tennessee is the 6th seed playing 11, Miami of Ohio. Is Miami of Ohio all that?
Well, I never seen a team shoot so many threes and make them.
They're 32-1. And again, do I want Tennessee to win? Absolutely.
Yeah,
because I will tell you, in my life, and the people that coach at those levels, in football, in basketball, the best person is Coach Barnes.
There you go.
He number one, he's a great basketball coach, but he's just a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
When Jonathan went to the Clemson camp, when he was at Clemson, he went to the Clemson basketball camp at 10 years old, and Coach Barnes kind of, I don't know, Jonathan was a little mascot for Clemson basketball for a couple of weeks. It was hilarious, and Coach Barnes took him in the locker room. They got ranked number 1 for just a short period of time the year before.
And he was great at Providence College.
Yeah, he was great at Providence.
Oh,
he was great. But just a quality man.
Nice.
The 8 and 9 game is Clemson and Iowa. And man, do I want to see Clemson. I would love to see Clemson go to the Final Four because I love, and that guy coaching does a phenomenal job. You got St. John's at in Northern Iowa at 7 o'clock tonight on CBS.
I like Pitino.
Man,
I like Rick.
They got a chance. A lot of people are picking him to go to the Final Four. A lot of people are picking him to go to the Final Four.
We like Rick Pitino.
He's out there. And you got UCLA and UCF tonight. You got Queens and Purdue. You got Prairie View and Florida. You got Kansas and California Baptist. Hey, how about those Paladins? They're playing UConn.
Furman Paladins.
Yeah, the Furman is playing UConn tonight. I don't know what kind of chance they got, but they're going to play hard. And in today's world, if you're UConn, if you're Furman or if you're High Point and those guys, man, these people are going to come trying to snatch your guy away.
There you go.
So, and then you got Miami and Missouri tonight at 10 o'clock. So we'll recap tonight's games and we'll be to the Elite 8 by the time we get back in here on Monday.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a lot about the cars. So again, James is back. I'm looking at the camera again. James is back. CromptonAuto.com, 456-2251, dcromp84@gmail.com. Any of those things, get in touch with us, put the application in, come down and talk to James. Come down and talk to James. He will take care of you. We will take care of you. And welcome, James. It's good
Thank
for
you.
you
It's
to be
good
back,
to be
man.
back. I can't wait. Basketball is back again.
Basketball's back. Major League Baseball's starting.
Football's
next
coming.
week.
Hooray.
Oh, God. I dread football season. But anyway, guys, thank you. We'll see you next week. And come see us. I'll be here. I'll be here from 8 to 1 tomorrow. If I'm not at the office, James, I'll be in between because I'll be at the house loading the truck up with stuff because Janet and I are going to take a lot of stuff to the dump. So if
Okay.
I'm not here, the longest I'll be gone is about 20 minutes.
Excellent.
So I'll be in, but I'll be here tomorrow and we'll get after it. So James, again, it's good to have you back.
Thank
brother.
you. Thank you for having me and enjoy it. Thank you.
Guys, we'll see you later. Have a good day.